Targa against Chen Long. You can see men's doubles off next. Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa coming out against Chai Biao and Hong Wei.
Presented by Chai Biao and Hong Wei.
Well, a bit of pressure on Chai and Hong now. Real opportunity for Endo and Hayakawa. They've stuttered a little this week. Well, wonderful, as I say, chance here for Japan. Targa has done his bit. Now it's up to Endo and Hayakawa to take over the baton and kind of maintain this superiority they have in this overall tie. And I suppose, like in that previous match, you look at the head-to-head battle and it's very positive as far as China are concerned, but it didn't really mean much, did it, in match one? Umpire Kelvin Martin from Barbados.
Who's receiving? Who's receiving?
Well, they're going to have to deal with the height of Hong Wei alongside Chao Biao. The world-ranked number 15 pair. They've only been together just over a year, yet to win a Super Series title. Although they did win the Swiss Open early this year. They defended that title, pulled out in the quarterfinals of the Singapore Open. The last defeat came in, I suppose, a surprise loss, really, you have to say, in the quarterfinals of the All England when they lost to the Indonesian pair of Pratama and Saputra. Reached the final of the Malaysian Open. Been together just over a year. And this is how they perform so far. 3 matches, 3 wins, although you can see pushed to 3 games against Tsai and Lee of Chinese Taipei. But a win's a win, and they need one here, don't they, up against Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa. Japan's top-ranked doubles pair, unlike the Chinese pair, of course. Liu and Chi ranked in the top 10. Chai and Hong outside it. These two, well, not really been on the best of form this week, but they made it again to the final of the All England Championship. Excellent on occasions and yet to get Super Series honours. They reached the final of the All England, as I say. They made it to the final as well of the German Open, the semis here at the Indian Open, semis as well in Malaysia and Korea. So they usually a very consistent pair. But so far here this week, there's been a wobble or two, particularly in the last of the group matches. You can see there they lost in 3 games to the Mads of Denmark, and they were taken to 3 games as well by Adcock and Ellis of England. So it's fair to say they haven't been in their best form so far this week, but they've been given a real boost, Jill, haven't they, ahead of this one?
Yes, they have, because they'll feed off the win and of Targo. But what's interesting to me is they were actually rested for yesterday's quarter-final against France. As you can see, this is the 6th meeting between the 2 pairs, and given the fact that the Chinese pair only formed their partnership last year, 5 times in 1 year meeting the same pair, that's
yeah, 17
quite a
months,
lot, isn't it?
Yeah, 17 months together. The last meeting, as you can see, last month in the last 16 of the Singapore Open. The only time that Endo and Hayakawa won was at last year's China Masters when they won in 3 games. Saw Kelvin Martin earlier doing the toss. There's Carol Fergal from Ireland. She's the service judge. Well, they won't be panicking just yet, but it was definitely not the start they wanted, and a really important men's doubles tie now here in this Thomas Cup semi-final. There'll be real pressure, won't there, on Du Peigneux if
on my right,
the Japanese
Japan,
pair win this.
represented by Hayakawa, Kenichi, and Endo Hiroyuki. On my left, China, represented by Chao Biao and Hong Wei. Japan to serve, Hiroyuki Enido, the Chai Biao, la ball, play.
This is a pretty impressive first rally, isn't it? More left in the end, just long from Hong.
1 love.
There's a distinct height advantage, isn't there here, Jill?
Very much so.
Does that make a difference?
In some respects, yes. Of course, with their attacking play, then they can create extra angles. But of course, you know, it's swings and roundabouts really, because a lot of doubles play is about having to get down low. There's going to be lots of little shots played to the mid-court area, past the net player, but still in front of the rear court player. Defensively, you have to crouch down low, and it's more difficult for the tall athletes getting down low to those little angled shots. So there's advantages and disadvantages, but I have to say, I thought watching them play against Thailand yesterday, Chai Biao and Hong Wei, when they played against Manipong Jongjet and Puang Puapet, and I thought they were in great form, the Chinese pair.
Well, Hong looks very pumped, doesn't he? Look at the way he celebrated that last point.
Service over.
Been a ferocious start.
All.
Park Juvong nearest to us.
2.
Former world and Olympic champion in the doubles disciplines. My goodness, what a difference he's made in Japan to Japanese badminton. Park Jubon. Wide. That's clever. Hiroyuki Endo from the back of the court.
4, 2.
Just took the pace out of the shot. There we go. And then a block from his partner. Chinese pair do love to play very fast rallies, flat, fast exchanges. And if there's no pace for them to feed off, then they find it a little more difficult.
Long-way nets and nod of approval from Park there to his players, because they have started rock solid so far. It's about maintaining momentum, isn't it? Targo has given it to them in bucket loads, hasn't he? Really has put the pressure on this pair. Of course, Fu Haifeng and Chai Yun have been a long time the #1 pair in China. Of course, Fu Haifeng is here, and he's in the second of the men's doubles. No Chai Yun. And Li Yongbo actually saying he thinks China's doubles are stronger. In fact, you know, there's more depth to their squad. Would you go along with that, Jill?
Yes, I think they had one outstanding pair before, Fu Haifeng and Kai Yun, as you say, but beyond that, I think there was a weakness, whereas now they've got 3 very good pairs in world terms. I think the interesting thing, I mean, they've left out the half of the Olympic championship pair in the men's event, and they've left out the world champion and world #1 in the women's discipline, Yu Yang. Not here, not selected, not even in the squad.
Is that just let's give someone else a chance thing, or is there, do you think, more to it than that?
I suspect there's more to it than that. but I don't have the inside scoop, I'm
Sure,
afraid.
it's not easy to find out,
No.
is it?
Service over.
Well, 6-4 lead
6,
for Japan here.
4.
Early days, of course, still in this men's doubles match.
Service over. 5-6. Six all.
That was a clever shot from Endo. And 2 softer ones. And again. Nice, lovely play from Hong Wei. My goodness me. Didn't he take that mid-court shot so early? Look at that.
7,
Follows
6.
forward as well.
Service over. 7 all.
Well, early in the week, of course, things come easy. China with 3 5-0 wins. They hadn't lost a single rubber until, of course, 20 minutes ago. Things feel a little different right now. That's just long.
Service over.
They do have the edge, albeit a slight one here, but of course they do have such experience of being in these situations and coming out on top. Five Thomas Cups in a row China have won. Only Indonesia have done that. No one's managed 6.
Service over. 8 all. Thank you. Nine, 8.
Well, we've had quite a few points already in this match, Jill, but it's hard to really establish any sort of pattern. There's no doubt how the Chinese pair would like to play it. As you said earlier, they're looking for those fast, flat exchanges.
Yeah, they tend to want to play everything at 100 miles an hour,
all.
whether it's hard smashes or flat, fast exchanges.
Which is great to watch, isn't it?
Yes, but the way to counteract it is to take the pace out of the shuttle. A lot easier said than done.
But this pair that they're playing are pretty good at doing that, aren't
Service over.
Right, the serve, return and third shot absolutely crucial. We always say that in doubles. I mean,
Sure.
that's
10,
standard. But
9.
you know, if the Chinese pair get on top of the front of the court, then they'll continually be attacking, which is their favoured way of playing. So it is vital that, like that last point, the return of serve fully committed from the Japanese pair. Getting long.
It is long indeed. Well,
11,
every
9
interval so
interval.
far, it's been advantage Japan. No different here in the men's doubles. Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa having the lead here in this opening exchanges. 11-9 the score.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, stick to the game plan. That's what the Japanese pair have to do here.
11, 9. Play.
Well, China not yet backs against the wall. It's not quite as critical as that, but there'll be a few worried brows amongst their camp.
Service over.
Neatly done by Hong Wei.
10, 11.
Yeah, I do have to wonder though why Endo, a nice low serve, and took a step backwards when you've done a nice low serve. And what I was saying about taking control of the front of the court in the third shot, it is vital. Serve and look for the net. Don't step away, step forward.
Oh, great power from Chai. Yeah. Somehow, as you say, the Japanese players have got to avoid
11,
getting into
4.
these. Should really only be on one result when they do. Well, terrific start since the interval from Hong and Chai Biao here.
12, 11.
Well, looks a different match at the moment. I was saying there really haven't been an establishing of a pattern. There seems to be one right now.
4 points since the mid-game interval,
13,
4
11.
points to China.
Service over.
That was a disappointing one, wasn't it, from a Chinese perspective? They just were building up a
12,
head of steam.
13.
You need your racket.
Yeah, it might help.
Service over.
Could have kicked it back, I suppose.
Fourteen, 12.
Saw the funny side of it. So Chai and Hong with a chance here to maybe establish some good news for China in this semi-final. Yeah, they really hit their stride since the interval.
6 of the last 7 points, yeah.
15,
Definite change in
12.
momentum.
Suddenly they're lost for answers, aren't they, Endo and Hayakawa?
16, 12.
Took it through his legs there, Chai. So a quick question for you, Jill. I know you haven't got a crystal ball, but do you think we'll see Lin Dan here this afternoon?
Well, I'm sure all the fans would love that
13,
to be the scenario.
16.
So you're hedging your bets then?
I don't think we will see him, no.
Okay.
If you have to put me on the spot.
Well, listen. As I said, you haven't got a crystal ball, but yeah, I think the crowd would love to see him. But it'll be interesting to see whether we do. Service fault called there on Endo.
Well, Endo going across to speak to our service judge, Carol Earl of Ireland.
17, 13.
Struck above the waist. And you should point out that the waist is defined in badminton, not what you and I would call a waist, Richard. It's just below the lowest rib. And it's a bit of a subjective opinion from the service judge, but I have to say this week I think the service judges have all been pretty consistent.
14, 17.
Can they get themselves back into this? Endo and Hayakawa. Oh, they are so busy, aren't they? A couple of bees buzzing around the court, aren't they, at times,
18,
Chai and Hong.
14.
I suppose the colour of their shirt helps in that analogy.
Service over. 15, 18.
Should be put away. And easy pickings in the end from Hayakawa.
Yeah, there's good variation on the channel attack. Channel attack down the centre of the court in between your two opponents. Narrows the angle of reply and therefore more chance for the front court player to be able to intercept and finish off the rally.
Feel a crucial part of this match right here. Chai and Hong looked as if they may well race away the way they came out of to the interval, but these two here are digging deep.
Service over.
Chai takes China to within 2 points of the opening game. Gain points for Chai and Hong here.
Game point 60. Service over.
Both went for the same shuttle. One of those 4 saved.
$17-20.
Well, a couple of nervous-looking shots in there. The deficit halved, but Hayakawa's serve under pressure. They can pick this point up, and it really would put Chai and Hong under it, wouldn't it? Netted again by Chai, and 4 has become 1 game point.
Yeah, it really was a very, very good low serve, wasn't it, to start that last rally. Can he hold his nerve again? Well.
That's incredible. 4 game points saved by Endo and Hayakawa. Just when Hong and Chai looked as if they were giving China a lift. Or maybe they're about to suffer another blow. $20 points all. Opening game of the first of the men's doubles.
Another great serve.
And now the Japanese pair have a game point. 5 points in a row. Oh my goodness me.
21-20.
Well, he's produced some brilliant serves here, Hayakawa.
Great.
Oh, that's brilliant. What a comeback. And what a blow again to China.
First game won by Japan.
Well,
22-20.
Chai and Hong looked as if they had the game there for the taking. 2016 up, but Endo and Hayakawa. And how about this? Coming up for the winning shot. Absolutely brilliant from Endo. And the scoreline makes pretty reading for Japan. Obviously after taking the men's singles, good news. And the news gets even better. They've taken the opening game here, 22-20. Well, the news is better for the Chinese women, I can tell you. They're 1-0 up against Korea, looking as if they're going to go 2-0 up as well. They're Bao and Tang, 21-11, 17-6 up in the second game. But oh, in this Thomas Cup clash, it isn't going to plan. Well,
Court 1, 20 seconds.
certainly the script
Court 1, 20 seconds.
hasn't been read by anybody here so far this afternoon. Well, what a fight back from Endo and Hayakawa
Second game.
in that first
Love
game.
all. Play.
And now Chai and Hong have got to show some real mental fortitude. That really would have hurt. But they have the capability, don't they? They've got it in their own hands to put the wrongs right, if you like.
One love. Service over.
Court. Well, they needed to stop that run of points when you consider the points at the end of that
All.
opening game.
Well, their name's not ever been on the trophy, Japan.
Oh,
Never been in a final.
in fact, there's only 3 nations who have ever won the Thomas Cup.
3-1.
Malaysia, China and Indonesia.
And the only other nations to have made the final, Denmark, Korea, Thailand and the United States.
No service short.
Service over. 2, 3. Well, service over. 4-2.
Yeah, once again,
Service over.
Endo so clever in his channel attack. Going for angle, steepness of shot rather than power.
Well, I know there's still a lot of badminton to be played here, but I mean, it's getting towards a real issue now for China, isn't it? I mean, having lost the men's singles, gone a game down here. And before we came on air, one of our production team was saying he thought Japan had the chance to put it off, and you did say that you felt that you know that wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility. Yourself, Jill, too.
No, that's right. I think there's almost been a sort of assumption in badminton, because we know that China have such strength in depth. You know, without any question, Chinese women are the favourites for Uber Cup, and because China are the 5-time defending champions of the Thomas Cup, there's a sort of assumption, well, for goodness sake, if you've got the Olympic champion ready to play at third singles, you know, everybody's assumed they're favourites. On paper, they're favourites. And one of the beauties of sport is that all the statistics can just go out of the window.
Well,
it's a pressure situation. Who's going to deal with the pressure?
Yeah, and you look at the head-to-heads, as you say, statistics. You know, 6-3 it was in Chen Long's favour against Kenichi Tako. 4-1 in favour of Chai Hong here coming into this match. Of course, Du Penyu's only met Momoto once and won that on that occasion as well. But what's not usual is that you come into the situation with some extra pressures coming from your teammate losing. And also then there's the expectation as well. You mentioned it, you know, the assumption, if you like.
Yeah.
Well, there's, you know, of course, winning is everything for everybody, but in, you know, for the Chinese team, they're just, for a decade now, they're just used to putting it off.
Yeah. There is another dimension to that as well, Richard. You know, the fact that the highest ranked Chinese men's doubles pair has not been selected, and they've selected this pair as the first men's doubles. They will know and sort of feel, well, the coaches have shown faith in us. If we don't deliver, this is a huge blow. So it's, in a way, it's added pressure to them. If they were playing in their rightful place as the second men's doubles pair, then they wouldn't be under such pressure to secure the win.
And they've had a couple of 3-gamers, so it's not the first set that they've lost, the first one, but you know, from 2016 up to have lost it, I mean, that really is a mental blow.
Well, I've always had my concerns as far as Chai Biao is concerned with his dealing of pressure situations and his nerves in tight situations.
And he that netted, I think, 3 of those 4 points that were saved. Oh my goodness me, and there's another one. No sooner had you said it, he did it.
That was clever play from Hong Wei. Block to the nets, move forward. Sheer threat of moving forward forced Hayakawa into error. Yeah.
Service over. all.
He's trying to crouch down low. Hong Wei got the first one back, but then out of position, and that's what I was alluding to earlier when I said tall athletes difficult on the defence.
Service over.
Smash, Chai out. Error on serve. Nerves jangling again. Do you think the Chai Biao?
9-all.
Well, quite possibly. It's a pressure situation, that's for sure.
Next match go to second
China not used to being in this position, that's for sure as well. In the era of Li Yongbo, 20 years now as the head of the Chinese national team. He said, I read a few months ago, his dream is for 100 major titles. Apparently he's got another 9 years left on his contract. Currently stands with 26 more to go. 37 World Championship titles in his time in charge. 9 Sudamin Cups, 5 Thomas Cups, 7 Uber Cups, 16 Olympic golds. And, well, maybe another 2 coming this week, but he's going to need more of that kind of play from his leading men's doubles pair here, Chai and Hong, to get them out of this situation. Game down, they're 11-9 ahead in the second.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So, get some
11,
end to that
9, play.
first part of this second game from the Chinese pair.
Very important for the Japanese pair to keep the score close, because that scoreboard pressure, we saw what happened with scoreboard pressure in that opening game.
Of course, the Chinese pair came out of the interval really well in the last game after trailing 11-9. This time they led 11-9.
10-12.
Oh, clever.
Oh, beautifully done all round. Not just Hayakawa there for the winner, but Endo as well.
11-12. Service over.
Well left, but clearly fell in.
13-11.
it's a good lead, but for
14,
Chai and Hong
11.
here, they would love this lead to just open up a little more, give them some more breathing space. Little pause here while the court is cleaned up a little from a bit of moisture on there.
Service over.
Well, it just emphasises again the point you were making.
14.
I mean, you can really do understand the nerves here in this situation. Little pat on the back from his teammate. Just let's forget about it. Let's move up, move on. 14-12 still up the Chinese pair. And there's some nerves from
Service over.
Hayakawa. That wasn't even
15,
close.
12.
No, and it was his wonderful low serving that got them through those 4 game points, surviving those 4 game points before actually taking that opening game.
Service over. $13.50.
It's very, very edgy at the moment.
Yep, there's a bit of tension around on the court and just around it. From the coaches and their teammates too. Critical part of this match.
Service over.
There is Lee Yongbo, who I was mentioning before. $16.13.
Clever. Yeah, that really is lovely. Well constructed rally by the
Service
Japanese
over.
pair. Yeah, no wonder he's looking concerned. Chen Long.
Nothing more he can do now, is there, apart from act as cheerleader. Must be a horrible feeling, mustn't it? You know, you haven't done your job and you're having to rely now on your teammates to do theirs.
$14.60.
Rally. That's the right idea from Hiroyuki Endo.
$17.14.
There was a big gap at the front of the court.
Look at that. Oh, the agony. But as you say, that the thinking was right at least. Well played. Hayakawa at the net there.
Yeah, the early stages of the rally, I just thought, well, the Japanese pair just need to slow this down a bit. That one, that's what did the damage.
15-17.
2 points in it.
Dear me.
Service over.
In the heat of the moment, it's difficult to keep a clear head, but that's what you have to do, and he knew about the drift. Really should have tried to play that to the mid-court area.
Service fault call. Service over.
Not a time for that to happen.
The racket not facing in a downward direction.
16-18.
Immediately the hand signal from the umpire. I'm sorry, from the service judge, so the players know what the error was for, what the fault was for. That's a great serve.
Well, they were 20-16 up. Were Hong and Chai in the last game. This time they're 18-16 up. Pull back on the Hayakawa serve.
17-18.
Surely lightning won't strike twice, will it?
I wonder if he'll serve towards the tee or not. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's been doing so well. I did wonder whether he was going to just change it up slightly, aim towards the left shoulder of Hong Wei. But he got the desired result.
Into the body of Chai, and now the tension is ranked up, isn't it? Such a tight opening game, and a similar scenario here in the second game.
Choi Biao wanted the shuttle changed. Japanese said no. He's taking his time, he's nervous. Good serve.
It's out. Goodness me. 3 points in a row.
19-18.
Can they do it again? Look at the anxiety on that face there. They pull one back, it's 19-all.
It's interesting, he did change up the angle of the serve that time, and it was much looser. Yeah, really got what it deserved.
19-all.
Oh, netted by Hong Wei. It is match point Japan.
20, match point.
What an opportunity. Can Endo and Hayakawa grab it? A match point that would take Japan 2-0 up in this semi-final of this 2014 Thomas Cup.
Good serve.
Oh my goodness me, it's in! It's in! He left it and it was in! Goodness me! What a moment! What a crucial moment! And Japan have won the opening men's singles, and now they've won the opening men's doubles as well. Is China's 10-year reign of the Thomas Cup about to end in Delhi?
22-20, 21-19.
Well, it was an extraordinary decision to leave this, wasn't it?
I mean, he went to, then he left it, and then, well, his heart must have sunk.
Well,
Hayakawa on his knees in celebration. What a victory for them, but again, they were 20-16 up in the first game, they were 18-16 up in the second game, and Chai and Biao couldn't see it through.
no, that's right. Well, what a victory, as you say, to love. What was it I was saying earlier? Possibilities.
Well, a possibility has now become a distinct reality for Japan. 2-0 up, and well, a men's singles coming up. Well, you never know. I mean, obviously Indonesia, Malaysia tonight, and they'll be watching with interest as well, won't they, with what's going on here. Look at the Japanese smiles at the moment. They know there's a chance here. There's Kenichi Tago. He really set them on the way. And the Uber Cup team for Japan, for China, looking very good at the moment. They could get it done 3-0, but not in the Thomas Cup. Could be 3-0, but to the opposition. Jill Clark's going to vacate the commentary position, and Morten Frost is going to step in. But thank you, Jill, for your insight into those first two rubbers. And well, what a match we've had so far. Similar games, weren't they, where China looked good to level it up at 1-0. Chai Biao and Hong Wei looked to be in their groove, playing some really good fast flat exchanges, showing the power, but Endo and Hayakawa on the big points, they were the ones that stepped up when required, and they put their nation on the brink of badminton history. Extraordinary last point as well. Chai Biao decided to leave it. I mean, how many times do you think he's going to run that through his head between now and trying to go to sleep? Pressure is on these two. What pressure now on Du Penyu? And what an opportunity for the teenage prodigy of Japanese badminton. It'll be interesting to see, especially in the early exchanges in that men's singles match coming up, how they react. That was the moment. 22-20, 21-18. And there's the scoreline, the surprise scoreline from the Siri Fort Sports Complex. China 0, Japan 2. So an astonishing scoreline, really, have to say. China 0, Japan 2. So, is it going to end here? Are we going to have some more drama? Du Penyu steps out knowing he has to save his nation, and Kento Momota knows he could take his nation over the line. Jill Clark has left the commentary position. I'm joined now by former world #1 Morten Frost. And Morten, you knew you were coming up with me. Game 3 of this semi-final. I bet you didn't expect the scoreline to be 2-0 Japan, though.
No, definitely not. But you know, I actually saw the matches. I saw how Taka was playing that men's singles and how well he played. It was unbelievable. He played so well.
He played like he did against Jan Jorgensen the other day.
He did, and then he stuffed it up to yesterday when he was playing France.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, but he really played well. He was on form today.
He was absolutely brilliant. And then that
The men's doubles was a 50-50 in my book. So obviously good for Japan. It's going their way. Is adding on a lot of pressure on China now.
yeah, and especially on his shoulders, Du Penyu. You know, in Chinese badminton, there's kind of, in the men's singles, isn't there? There's Chen Long, there's Lin Dan, and then there's kind of the rest.